just like a match, you strike to incinerate the light.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could keep going for forever.
I mean, fuck, dude. That song that plays in this film at the end of the credits is mine and Allie's song, and it has been for years and years and years.
It was the first dance at our wedding.
It was at our wedding, at Allie and her husband's wedding, but our wedding.
Yeah.
But all of that to say, hey, spooky friends. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks. We are your horror besties, and we are here to break down all the blood, guts, and all the spooky stuff in between all of our favorite and maybe not so favorite horror films. I'm Emma, and right here with me is actually not a 60-year-old smoker.
But it could be.
It's Allie. Her voice is kind of cracky and going in and out, so please bear with us.
Sorry, guys.
But she made it. Y'all, we were supposed to record a few days ago, and she had zero voice.
Like actually zero
And
voice.
she's not sick. It's just decided to leave her for some reason. But anyways.
The universe said, shut up, Allie. And I
you did.
I did.
Anyways, how are you doing, Allie?
Well, besides not having a voice, I'm doing great.
Great.
We just had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and now we're getting into the festive shit. It's Christmas time.
I can't believe it.
I'm trying to soak up every minute. I'm going to all the Christmas pop-ups. I'm watching all the Christmas horror films. I'm doing all the things. I'm looking at all the lights. I'm basically turning my house into a Christmas pop-up.
You should.
I should start charging people.
You should.
Yeah.
But let me come over first for free.
No, you're helping me.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
Yeah, you're
perfect.
And I'm not paying you. You're just hired.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, anyways.
I'm your little elf.
What have you been up to?
I also had a lovely Thanksgiving, and I'm trying to catch up before we have our little wrap-up 2025 edition of horror films that we saw come out this year. And a couple little honorable mentions that I've seen recently is I finally saw Bring Her Back. You haven't seen that yet,
No.
right? It's so good.
It's on my list, my very long list.
It is very, very good, and it has that bitch in it from The Shape of Water. And she's kind of fucking crazy, but like I think you'll really appreciate it and like it a lot. But we are so excited, you guys, for 2026. We've got a lot of fun shit happening. I don't want to speak too soon. Keep your ears out and your eyes out. Is that the phrase? Keep your right?
Keep a weather eye. I think they say that on boats.
Oh my God. Wait, say it raspy.
Keep a weather eye.
Oh, hell yeah. That was good.
That was
good. We have more to come. So we're really excited for 2026. More events, more content for you guys to indulge in, more episodes. It's going to be
More.
2026 is the year of more. It's going to be great. So with that, Allison, would you like to tell everyone at home what we're reviewing today?
You guys. Emma got a little birthday wish with this one. You've heard us talk about it before, mostly by Emma, because she loves it. It is 2005's House of Wax.
Yes.
And for some reason that I'll never understand, Emma loves this movie. But Emma, when did you start loving this movie? You have seen it before. How often do you watch it?
2005 is when I started.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
We gathered.
And I probably watch it once or twice a year.
You're insane for that.
If not more.
That's
Back in the day when I had cable, if it was on, my ass is sat. I'm watching. So
for a full ass 2 hours. That is not it did not need to be 2 hours. I thought it was going to be a hot hour and 28. No, they gave us 2 hours of this bullshit.
Yep. Whoa. Tell us how you really feel.
Okay, I'm coming in hot right now. You guys, I got no voice. I'm a different personality today. I had also seen it in 2005, and that was the first and last time. I'd seen it before a couple days ago. And when I saw it in 2005, we were in high school. I was probably thinking about holding hands with my high school boyfriend and not watching the movie. So,
and you said, that's going to be my only time until I do a horror podcast one day with my best friend. And here we are.
If only little Allie knew.
If only she knew.
Gosh. But if you haven't seen House of Wax since 2005, like me, this is your spoiler warning. We're going to be talking everything House of Wax. So either stop this, go watch it, come back to us, or if you don't give a fuck, come on this tour of the House of Wax with us.
Ooh. This film follows a group of teens who are unwittingly stranded near a strange wax museum and soon must fight to survive and keep from becoming the next exhibit.
Okay. Is that what it literally says on IMDb?
Yeah.
That's such a weird synopsis.
Huh. But This film was directed by Joe May Colette Serra. This is his directorial debut, and his only directing credit before this was an Enrique Iglesias music video. He's also known for The Orphan from 2009 and The Shallows from 2016.
Did anybody ever see The Shallows?
I did.
Oh.
A little bit of surf is mixed in there.
If you don't know, Emma thought she was in Blue Crush.
Yes, I wanted to be a professional surfer when I was a little Nina.
And she would go to her backyard and go up a tree to look out to the surf every morning. Where did she live? In the middle.
I was very much inland.
Inland.
Yep. But don't fully tell everyone about my.
Yeah, I'm just blowing up your spot. It's Other Alley right now. That's her name, Other Alley.
Well, I kind of like that, actually.
She's cooler than Actual Alley. Whoa, Actual Alley, actually.
Whoa. I might need to take a beat after that one. Holy shit.
We're going on a K-hole. Okay, who's this written by?
This is written by a brother duo, Chad and Carrie W. Hayes. And they are actually responsible for being the original writers of the Conjuring franchise.
I believe they're twins. They're twin brothers. And if you haven't seen House of Wax, there's a set of twins in this.
Yep.
Set of twins.
2 sets.
There are 2 sets of twins, yes.
Yeah. According to an interview for the podcast Be Afraid, the screenwriters, Chad and Carrie, they were forced to camp out one night in a remote forest, and they kept smelling really horrible smells of something like decomposing, and they woke up to a mysterious pickup truck shining its headlights on them before it backed down and went down the road and vanished, until the morning revealed that they had camped about 15 feet from a roadkill disposal pit and realized that they had probably scared the truck driver as much as he had scared them. And they agreed that the incident would make a great opening sequence for a horror film. But years later, they had the opportunity to do just that for House of Wax, which was one of their very first major horror films. And that is a big scene in this. So I can't believe that actually happened. Which is kind of wild. I'd be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, there's a lot of red flags they should have not done in that story.
Definitely. House of Wax was released on May 6, 2005, earning a box office total of about $70 million worldwide on a budget of $40 million. So we call that a success around here. And once it was available on DVD, in 12 weeks, the movie brought in a total of $42 million in just video rentals. God, I miss those days.
Like video rentals?
Yes.
I feel like this technically wasn't a huge box office success, and it gained more from those rentals.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%. Yeah.
And then it also just became more and more popularized because of how dumb it is.
Yeah.
Truly.
It's a cult classic. Absolutely. And I think part of the success of, like you were saying, just all the video rentals and people watching it over time versus people watching it fully in theaters only, it just really contributed to all of that and to really making it that cult success.
For sure.
The overall critic consensus was really blunt. They did not like it. And some took issue with the characters and the fact that it shares almost nothing with the 1953 original. Still, most critics agreed that it had a really great atmosphere and admitted that it's a quote unquote better than average teen slasher.
I disagree with that sentiment heavily. But so yeah, this film, there are actually 2 House of Waxes before this. One's not called that. It's called like Museum of the House of Wax or something. And then one is 1953's House of Wax.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with it other than the title and like some wax elements.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different story. But so there's often confusion of like, oh, is this a remake? Technically, no.
That's actually why I wanted us to do this version, because normally I feel like we try to do the original when we do other films.
Girl, you wanted to watch these hot young 2000s teenagers.
Of course I wanted to see Chad Michael Murray. Okay.
CMM. Yes.
CMM. Speaking of its bad reception, it did not score super well, I think, amongst different platforms, including IMDb getting a 5.5 out of 10.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter is 27%. I agree.
Woof.
That is a woof.
Yeah.
And popcorn meter is 44%. I think somewhere there's a sweet spot somewhere in there, like maybe they're like 35.
Yeah.
A 35%. So while I was rewatching this movie, I watched it as a 14-year-old long time ago, and now in my 30s, I'm on the critic side and the studio side. Like I feel like the studio just wanted to make something quick and fast. They said, okay, we need a quick summer slasher box office.
Yeah.
Let's just throw. It feels like super thrown together.
Yeah.
You know how we kind of talk about how movies can be very surface level or they have a lot of depth.
Yeah.
This is the definition of surface level. Zero real effort was put behind it. The script's not great. The production's not great. Like the acting's, no shade, not great. And I just feel like they just threw this and said, let's make it stick to the wall and get some quick bucks. And that's who, but I feel like that's who really ate this movie up was the teenagers, because it was
all of these heartthrobs.
It is so 2000s, and that's exactly this era. These early 2000s horror films were all young, hot people
and stacked casts,
and very surface level-y, cheap thrills, same soundtracks, basically.
Oh yeah. I love a good just like rock soundtrack. Even I'm thinking even just like I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of vibe.
Dude, even Ghost Ship.
Yeah, Ghost Ship.
Like all of those little elements is perfect for, I think, why they said, let's just throw this weird fucking movie together and let teenagers feed off of it.
Yeah.
And but watching it in my 30s, I was like, oh, I'm going to rip my hair out.
I have a feeling that I have towards many of these early 2000s films where it's just so nostalgic. I just enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not expecting it to be like an Oscar winning film, but it's not good. I can say it's not good. There's a lot of things that lack in it, but do I still enjoy it every single time I watch it? Yes.
And it did win some awards.
It did. So regardless of those bad reviews, believe it or not, this is an award-winning film, you guys. So this film in 2005 got the Teen Choice Awards, which is AKA like definitely this movie's demographic, like we've talked about. It won for Best Thriller. Chad Michael Murray won Best Actor in a Thriller. Ooh, I love him.
Oh my God.
Paris won Best Scream Scene. Great for her. And the following year, it also won some Razzies, which if you all are familiar with that, it's basically for things that are shit. I'm just going to put that bluntly. The film was nominated for Worst Film. Paris won Worst Supporting Actress, and she was awarded Worst Actress of the Decade in 2010. Ouch.
Well, and when you're listening to that, laundry list of awards, this movie came out in 2005, and other horror films that all like remakes specifically that came out in 2005 were The Fog, Amityville Horror, Chaos. It was the time of
not reinvention, but
not reinventing the wheel, getting these movies to the newer generations through an avenue of hot people.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. And they succeeded.
And it worked, yeah.
They succeeded. Put the hot people right into my veins. Just give me a direct
I read that
line.
Shit, yeah, main line.
What did you think about Paris Hilton during this time? Like do you remember your thoughts when you first saw she was in this?
Great question. I can't remember. I don't even remember if I clocked, it's Paris Hilton in this movie. Because I was a fan of The Simple Life.
Same.
But even at that age when The Simple Life was on, I knew that those girls knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
They were playing characters.
So smart.
Yeah. Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton were playing characters in The Simple Life.
Yeah.
And we ate it up. We were the demographic for that.
Yeah.
We ate that shit up. And them putting her in this movie was so smart because you're getting that cross-marketing. You're getting those people who wanted to see Simple Life watch Paris Hilton.
Yeah, that's true. I also think that many horror fans were pretty upset that Paris was cast in this. But it sort of worked for the marketing of this film because I feel like the studio just fully leaned in. Like, they had that marketing tagline, See Paris Die. And Paris even embraced it. Like, I think that we need See Paris Die t-shirts
for Christmas.
My opinion.
Let's get them for each other.
I would love that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Also, too, though, if you were like a big horror fan, I remember myself seeing this as a teen and thinking, oh man, like they just put Paris Hilton in this film. Even though I really liked Paris, just like you, I liked The Simple Life. She was the socialite of our time, right?
She was blonde. She was bubble. She was That's Hot. She was Juicy Couture tracksuit. Like
so many things. Trendsetter, But as a horror fan also at that time, because I loved horror movies even like as a teenager, I loved her death scene. Like I got a sort of like, haha. And I love that she embraced it too. Yeah. Like even outside.
And good on her for embracing that,
Yeah.
And she actually was the first one cast out of this stacked cast. They built the rest of the cast around her. And once they got that gem of, we got Paris Hilton, they knew it was going to be successful with that market. So they're like, okay, let's just buffer all these other hot teens around her.
I think it also works so well even to this day. Paris has had quite a renaissance.
Honestly.
She really kind of never went away.
No.
And people are becoming just as obsessed with her in a different way. Totally. Maybe now that she's a bit older. And even watching it now, I'm like, you go, Paris. Good for you.
Yeah, genuinely. A Renaissance era it's a great way to think about it. She has lived all of these different lives throughout our lifetime of knowing who she is. And she's brilliant. So I think good for her for embracing this era, this House of Wax era for her.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I used to do a really good impression of it. Okay. Let me just see if I can do it. That's hot.
Sure.
Was that okay?
Not bad.
Let me try one more time. That's hot.
Honestly, both were pretty good.
Because she has that like bubble in her throat kind of.
Yeah.
Like, that's hot.
Well, she has like different voices. And you can actually, because you can notice it when she switches from character Paris.
Oh, yeah. Dude, she's smart.
She's so smart.
We could do a whole podcast on how fucking smart Paris Hilton is.
Honestly, let's get her on here. I feel like we'd be friends.
I read her book. It was very, very good.
Oh, good for her.
Okay, Els. So are you ready to see Paris die?
Always.
Let's fucking get into this film then.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers. We begin this film with a flashback to, I believe it's 1974, and we're inside a very cluttered, kind of homey kitchen. And we don't see any folks right at the get-go, but we do see there's this shot that starts from below where it sort of pans up the stove and it has like the side of a woman, and you can see that there's just wax dripping down the stove. There's presumably wax in these pots that are on the stove too. And I think the shot is just like so beautiful how it pans up. I don't know. That got me like from the get-go.
Also, wax melting is beautiful to watch.
It really is. Yeah. No, it totally is.
I feel like when we enter this movie, we enter this with this scene. It's a very reminiscent of a lot of early aughts horror films.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we always go back to the sepia tone.
Yes, it's so sepia tone.
The rest of this movie isn't so much, but this particular scene is, and it reminds me of stuff, like The Hills Have Eyes,
totally,
Texas Chainsaw. It's very much so that look and vibe that is familiar in a lot of other films in this era as well. And
they always start with like kind of a flashback, it seems, or just really trying to set up the story, which I do appreciate. It's one of the things I like about it. We are then very quickly introduced to who we can presume is a mother of some sort. She's got a kid in one high chair, but we don't really see everyone's face like really clearly, but we see that she's pouring wax into what looks like a face mold. She's also telling her like little toddler who's at the table that he's like being a really good boy and she's being really loving towards him, whatnot. And then the father brings in a kicking and screaming second toddler who's thrashing really violently, and they have to strap him into the high chair with leather restraints. And they're saying stuff like, oh, why aren't you a good boy like your brother? And it's really sad, kind of.
They like double down on strapping him into this chair. It kind of was violent.
It definitely was the time, I guess.
Yeah,
back then
seriously. Too. But you get this contrast of good child versus bad child.
Yeah.
That is kind of our scene. And then we get a bitchin' title card of House of Wax.
Yeah.
And like I said before, this movie that is quote unquote a remake really has nothing to do with those other two films besides The House of Wax.
Yep. Yeah, and aside from the title, with this kind of being a more violent scene, especially against children, do you feel like this crosses the line in terms of violence towards toddlers?
I don't. I don't, because, I mean, obviously it's not okay that they're strapping a child to a chair, but I feel as though this is just trying to prove a plot point. And then after this, we don't see any kind of child abuse,
which is great,
or really children at all.
Yeah.
But I think this was, I mean, I've seen way worse. So I get that one kid's bad, one kid's good. Got it, let's move on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it sets us up well also with the mix of like the wax in this too, because the visual of the wax being so prominent, and then also like this restraint of a child, obviously, who's dealing with abuse. And if their abuse is going on like this their entire lives, it's going to produce fucked up kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do think that if we really deeply look at it, it sets up the film really nicely for the story that's about to unfold.
Yeah.
Then we are all of a sudden in present day and we get to meet like the group. I'm going to call them the group, the hot group.
The hot group.
And they're hanging out at a diner. So we start with Carly, who's played by Elisha Cuthbert.
She was my childhood crush.
Oh.
I loved her in 24 and obviously Girl Next Door. I don't know when Girl Next Door came out, but I loved her in that.
So good. So good.
Also in Love Actually.
She's the best. She's so beautiful. And I've heard that she's like really lovely to work with. Good on you.
Good on her.
And she is sitting with Paige, who's played by none other than Paris Hilton. And they're discussing Carly's potential move to NYC because she got a major internship at InStyle magazine. So
I thought this was like kind of a silly introduction to these two.
Very random. Very random.
In my brain, I'm saying, okay, InStyle, that's super random.
She's not the most fashionable, that I would say.
No. And that's just like big small town girl going to big city for big magazine job.
Yes.
I just thought it was super funny. Another fact is they asked Jennifer Connelly and Kate Winslet both to read the script and considered them for it. And I'm like, girl, whatever. Like they would ever do this movie.
Wait, really? I did
Jennifer
not know
Connelly
that.
and Kate Winslet. Are you kidding me? Yeah, here, read this script and please be in our movie.
No, Elisha Cuthbert is who needed to be in this film in the best way.
Bro, can you imagine Kate Winslet? Titanic had already come out.
I cannot.
LOL.
I cannot. Then we meet Wade, who is played by Jared Padalecki. Hot.
I loved Supernatural.
Oh, me too.
I was a Dean girl, but Jared was great in it too.
Wade is Carly's boyfriend. He's sweet, but he's definitely slightly passive. And he doesn't seem very excited about her NYC adventure. Then we are introduced to Blake, who's played by Robert Ricard, and he is Paige's horny football-loving boyfriend. That's really what I'm going to call him.
Honestly, that is a great like wrap-up of who he is as a person.
Yeah. Then we get Nick, who is played by the legendary Chad Michael Murray. So hot. And he is Carly's twin brother, and he's a bit of a bad boy.
The intro to him is super funny as well. And they're kind of talking about Nick, how he's kind of a problematic teen or college kid. Yeah. And then we get this entrance, and he's just wearing a wife beater, and he kicks a homeless man's can. And he says, "Get a job." And in my mind, I'm saying, LOL, Austin Ames. Good job trying to be a bad boy.
No, seriously. No, Wade does make a comment about him coming on this trip. He's talking to Carly and he's like, why does your brother have to come on this trip again? Like, your parents are always bailing him out of stuff. So they're also setting up this good twin, evil twin thing, right? And it's not the same twins from the beginning of the film, that's for sure. You know, there's already going to be some interesting dynamics going on here. You can already tell that Nick and Carly, too, have really unresolved tension. He's recently out of jail for stealing a car, and she's really frustrated with him and just wants him to grow up. But he's one of those bad boys who it's going to be everybody else's fault before it's ever his fault.
Yeah. And again, like I said, we get very little exposition here, just kind of being thrown small inferences that they have beef. And as a twin beef is hard. I get it. But at no point in this movie, I'm just going to say this here, at no point in this movie did Carly and Nick read as siblings to me.
Oh, yeah.
I think that they have more of a connection than Carly and Wade, who play boyfriend or girlfriend.
I fully agree with you.
Like, am I going to get to see them fight or make out? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
They're really towing that line there.
And in a lot of the scenes, Carly's boyfriend, Wade, kind of has issues with Nick. And I'm like, of course you do. He wants to fuck your girlfriend.
He's competition, bro.
He is competition. Also, I'm going to say this too. All of their names sound the same. Nick, Wade, Carly, Paige. It's going to confuse the shit out of me.
So funny. Lastly, though, we have Dalton.
And there's Dalton.
Dalton is the comic relief with a camera, and he's filming everything like he's making Jackass or something.
Isn't he in Scary Movie? He plays Bobby or whatever.
I think he is. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You just really unlocked that memory for
his
me.
Face. I was like, I know his face. He's in Meet the Parents too, but he's in Scary Movie.
Yes. Oh my God, you're so right. What a silly guy.
Yeah, but in this he plays that comic relief little jokester who's always filming everything.
Literally. In this diner situation, the group is getting ready to drive to a college football game. They don't give a lot of context of where they're going. We actually have no idea, unless you caught it. I don't even know where they are.
They're actually, I did for some reason. Okay. They're in Louisiana, and I think they're trying to get to Baton Rouge, which is where the big game is happening.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they're raw dogging directions with like a map.
Yeah.
And so they're in 2 different cars, and it's Carly and Wade and Nick in one car, and then the rest in
Blake's
car.
Yeah.
Their names are so confusing. And then the girls call each other and say, you know, it's getting late. Should we just pull off on the side of the road and call it a night?
They're hitting like a bunch of traffic because I think Blake said he had a shortcut, and then they're all pissed that the shortcut did not work, and there's like so much traffic.
Oh, I actually forgot about the scene where Carly's calling Paige's car and Dalton's videotaping everything too, and we see a shot of what looks like Blake receiving roadhead from Paige. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, did they put this in there because of Paris Hilton's sex tape? And apparently that was already in the script. And I don't know if I believe that or not.
Interesting.
Because there's a lot of inference to what could be a sex tape with the Dalton having a camcorder the whole time and videoing Paris. Are we going to a night in Paris again?
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
we just might be.
So the group ends up deciding, let's just pull over on the fucking side of the road to camp for the night.
And they're just prepared to camp. The producer and I, when we were watching this, we were like, oh, does everybody at this time just like have camping shit in their
I thought
cars?
About that too, but maybe it's all tailgating stuff.
I mean,
But tents? I don't think you tailgate with tents.
My question is just like, did you guys, maybe they just planned ahead so well that they were like, we may have to camp.
They planned ahead so well that they fucked up their directions enough to go to this big game that they're so amped to be at. If I was so pumped to go to a big game, I'd make damn well.
They don't even have tickets.
Yeah, they don't have tickets. Also,
they don't have tickets.
These are 620 somethings. I'm sure you can scrap together $15 each to get a motel room.
Totally.
Safety, people.
No, yeah. Do not take what these guys are doing as any kind of advice.
No, this is a cautionary tale.
As they're driving, though, they do see a sign for Trudy's House of Wax Museum before finally stopping at their little makeshift campsite.
And Wade is commenting on it, saying, oh, that might be kind of cool. He seems intrigued by the wax museum, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And Nick remarks saying, you would be into stuff that seems fake because you date Carly, right? So it just, again, reinforcing that Carly and Nick have some massive beef.
Totally. Yeah.
Again, we understand that there is beef. We just don't get where and why it's
There's also beef with freaking Nick and Wade.
Yeah.
Separate
There's beef all around.
There's lots of beef going on. Where's the beef?
Where is the beef?
Here it is. It's in House of Wax, 2005. Speaking of 2005, though, what character A is your favorite and which one feels the most 2005 horror coded?
I think everything about this movie is 2005 horror coded.
Totally.
For one reason or another, we talked about Paris. This is bring all of those people that love or hate Paris to come watch her die. Perfect. And I love her for that. I think that the most iconic to me is Chad Michael Murray because he was fucking everywhere in the 2000s. He was I loved Freaky Friday. Yeah, and he was in the show with the basketballs.
One Tree Hill.
One Tree Hill.
And he was also married to Sophia Bush at the time.
For a hot sec.
Yeah, which she's also hot as hell. Hello, John Tucker Must Die.
Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah, just what a good era.
Stay Alive. Excuse me.
Oh my God. Duh. So the group finally sets up their camp in the woods and they're like joking, drinking, flirting. It's like very 2000s lake trip horror film energy, if you know what I mean.
A montage of a good time.
Yeah, it really is. It really is a good time. But we are about to have a little bit of a twist in this film where Paige pulls Carly aside and talks about how she might be pregnant, but she does not want to talk about it with Blake yet because she doesn't want to potentially ruin his weekend and this big football game.
I love how casual she is about it. Girl, what?
She is so casual. I would be freaking the fuck out.
She's like, let's wait to tell him. Also, it kind of just dies there. Not much more is said about her potentially being pregnant.
No, it's just such a weird,
to the writers,
unnecessary thing.
Why did we have to? Was it supposed to make us feel worse for her when she inevitably dies?
I think potentially.
Didn't work. So why even put that in there?
And the fact that we don't mention it again also makes you kind of forget because when she dies is towards the end of the film and you're like, oh yeah, that bitch was pregnant. I forgot.
Or was she?
Exactly.
She don't know.
Who knows? Who freaking knows?
Not us. Not her. She's dead.
After that whole situation, Carly and her brother Nick, they have a little tiff regarding her, quote unquote, diming him out about the car that he stole.
Does that mean like ratting out?
I think so. Yeah. And we get this theme again where Carly's like, I didn't mean to rat you out. I had no idea whose car that was or that it was even stolen. We don't get a lot of insight into what actually happened, but they're definitely having this like little battle. And he says to her, he's like, don't you get it? You're the good twin and I'm the evil one.
Shit, am I the evil twin?
I think you are.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I was just going to ask if you were, would you consider yourself the good or the evil twin?
Well, if I had to pick, it'd probably be the evil twin.
I mean, I'm looking at your devil horns right now from across the table.
If we're just laying out facts, I'm the evil one.
You are the evil one.
But they reference that a lot in this, like the good and the bad twin.
Mm-hmm.
So weird.
And it's sort of a callback a little bit to the very beginning scene, right? Where it's like, can't you be good like your brother? It's just, why does there have to be this comparison of one is better than the other?
I wonder if same-sex twins get that more often than
I'm sure
boy-girl twins.
Because boy-girl twins probably don't get, I don't know how this experience was for you growing up, but when you met new people, it's not like people just automatically know that you're twins.
Yeah. I always assume that people know.
Because you're like, oh, I'm a twin. Yeah, of course.
Like all of you listening, I kind of have just been going through this, assuming you know I have a twin brother.
Well, and you guys look alike, but I wouldn't
Not
say
really.
that you look like twins. Back to the film, though, a gust of wind then out of nowhere blows like this really horrible smell the group's way. And suddenly a truck then pulls up silently and shines its headlights directly at them. Ding, ding, ding. Very similar to the story of the writers and what inspired this film.
The truck doesn't move as the kids are yelling at it. They're just saying, hey, what are you doing? Turn your lights off. And the truck just sits there and watches them. I think Nick actually throws a beer can at the truck and breaks the headlight.
Which is going to come into play a little bit later.
And then the truck eventually moves along.
Just like backs up and disappears, which would definitely freak me out, especially because of how long it paused there.
Also, love how Nick's a bad boy and all he does is throw a beer bottle. Like, is that all he's going to do?
That's it.
He's stolen cars
He's huffing and puffing his chest, but that's all he's going to do.
And his little white tank top trying to be a bad boy. What I can't get past is how they got a large whiff of a nasty smell and they still decide to camp there.
They probably had to make some sort of a decision, right? Where it's like, okay, if the smell goes away, we're fine. Maybe it was just only with the wind. But they've also been drinking,
true.
They have all these things. It's just, these are those like behind the scene things that we don't see. But if you were actually in that situation, everyone probably is like, let's just like zip up our tents and go to bed.
Have you ever been in a tent?
Yes.
It doesn't.
No, I mean, 100%. You can smell everything. Yes, that's very true. Later that night, as everyone is sleeping, it seems like someone took Dalton's camera or something. We're not 100% sure because all we're seeing is someone is filming the group secretively. They're going up to each tent and peeking in and filming quietly. And it doesn't seem like it's Dalton. And we get confirmation later that it is not Dalton, but we don't fucking know who it is.
I mean, this could have been a really good opportunity for a quick jump scare or, I don't know, something kind of more interesting than what it was, but they just left it with that.
You know what it's giving? It's kind of giving Sinister. Do you remember when all of a sudden in Sinister, there's a part, I think, where Ethan Hawke's like being filmed?
Is he?
I think so.
Maybe.
I can't really remember right at this moment, but it's like, there's a memory that's on the tip of my tongue. And
a memory that's on the tip of your tongue.
The tip of my tongue.
But I think also just thinking about it, cameras are just scary.
Being filmed is scary. Cameras are scary. In the day and age that horror lives in with found footage and stuff, right? I kind of think adding the little camcorder in here was a good move. It just added a little something extra.
It added a very 2000s element to it. Yeah, for sure. It was like one of those ones that has a flip side.
Yeah. Where you can see
what
you're recording. So Carly actually ends up waking up and she's thinking she heard something. We see that someone is still secretly filming her because she exits the tent to try to like look around. And it's very like spooky.
Isn't Wade outside the tent as well? And
he goes outside eventually.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought he was already out there and it's sus.
I mean, I think they're trying to set us up a little bit to think that Wade could potentially be the one that's like doing this weird shit.
Again, I hadn't seen this in 20 years, and I thought Wade was suspicious.
Yeah, they definitely do that on purpose. And okay, this next part fucking gets me.
Me
and
too.
I feel like we're gonna have thoughts. The next day, apparently, they all wake up at 2:30 p.m.
No one in the history of camping has ever woken up at 2:30. You wake up when that sun comes up.
Also, even if there was one person, two people that like to sleep in, you're telling me every single person in that 6-person camp, they're all waking up at 2:30. When you guys know you have a football game that you're really excited to go to.
Big game.
The big game. This is such bullshit.
Yeah. No, exactly. I was just so frustrated. Like, why? And you know that okay, let's say they actually are in Louisiana. They are to be sweaty as shit waking up.
Oh my God.
Under that beaming sun.
Yep. And football season?
Hell
no. Hell no.
So they lost me with that point.
Yeah, they did. They honestly, they lost me a little bit too. Very laughable. But as they're waking up, they realize as Wade starts to try to start his car that someone has severed his fan belt deliberately and Dalton's camera is missing. Spooky. When Carly and Paige then go off into the woods and they're going pee, Carly falls down a small hillside. She's trying to figure out what smells so bad because they get like another whiff of it while they're trying to pee.
Yeah, she literally says, "Oh, something smells weird still. Let's go find what it is." Paige is like, "Bitch, why? Why would we follow a bad smell?" And Carly says, "I want to know what it is. I want to know where it's coming from."
It's like you're about to leave. Just leave.
Literally.
Like, just leave. But of course, with Carly's fall, she lands hands first, you guys, in a nearby pit filled with dead, decomposing animals, and they are rotting in the heat and covered in flies. It is disgusting. It is so gross.
This pile of guts and roadkill and whatever it was, truly gross. And it's very 2000s gore porn.
Yeah. As she's trying to get herself out, because imagine you're falling like hands first and you're going down, right? It's hard to really get yourself out of that situation because she doesn't want to fall into the pit even more.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to get herself out of there. She's like calling for help and she sees what looks like a human hand sticking out of the pile, which at first when I saw that, I was like, oh, fuck, we're starting. Like, here we are, you know? The rest of the group come to her rescue. Wade ends up trying to get her out from the pit. And the whole group is there to just like make sure she's okay. And her brother ends up giving her this white tank top because her shirt is obviously disgusting.
Excuse me, why is the brother doing that? Why is not the boyfriend doing that?
I had the same question, Allison.
There's so much about this tank top scenario that I don't love, that being the first one. And I love how Nick gives her this men's tank top, right? Mm-hmm. And she puts it on and it looks like an oversized wife beater. And as the movie goes on, it transforms into like a normal fitting women's tank top.
Yeah.
I'm like, funny movie magic.
This movie magic. Also, can we just talk for a hot second about how now her and Jessica Biel have matching outfits? Jessica Biel from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 and Miss Carly from House of Wax 2005.
We see a pattern here.
Copy paste. Then in this whole like debacle of what's going on, we meet a strange man named Lester who shows up in his truck, and it's not the same truck from the night prior, but he's dumping some roadkill bodies there, and he claims that he hits deer with his truck a lot. Sure.
This individual we're meeting is Lester, and he's played by Damon Harriman, and he famously portrays Charles Manson in 2 different projects, which I love. And he's also in Together. He's a little horror king.
Okay, I was wondering who this man was in.
So he plays Charles Manson in both Mindhunter and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh my God.
And then in Together, he is the teacher.
Main bad guy.
He's the would we call him a bad guy?
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, that he is. Mm-hmm. Little horror king.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we meet Lester, and he is clearly portraying kind of like a podunk town, backwoods, truck driving, roadkill person, you know?
Yeah.
And so he's the one that's taking all of this roadkill out of the bed of his truck and dumping it into this pile of meat or whatever it is. And our hot teen gang are like, yo, don't you see this sticking out of the pile? And they're referring to the hand that we see popping out. Yeah. And Lester kind of has a look of like, oh shit, on his face. And he steps into the gore pile to go investigate. Brother, ew. But then he goes to grab it and
brother, ew.
And he pulls at the hand and reveals that it's a mannequin hand. He waves the hand to the gang and says, need a hand? He's got the jokes.
He does have the jokes.
I don't know why this reminded me of this, but did you ever get your hand dipped in wax at the...
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
At the fair?
Yep. Yeah, I did a peace sign.
I did a peace sign and it was red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Oh, cute. I think I did the same.
Yeah. And then what is fun about those little wax hands is you can peel layers of wax because it's different colors. So I would sit there and peel the red. I would peel the blue. And then it was
I never peeled. I should have peeled.
Oh, I wonder
where that thing went.
I know. Oh my gosh, that'd be
melted
fun to,
somewhere.
That'd be fun to find.
It would be.
Let's sell it on eBay.
Wade questions Lester if there's a gas station nearby or anywhere that he can go and get a new fan belt. And Lester ends up offering him a ride into the nearest town called Ambrose, and it's about 15 miles away.
Would you accept that kind of offer?
Ugh.
Okay, so let's put ourselves in their shoes. It's 2005.
Yes.
So they do have cell phones.
That's true.
They apparently don't know the area very well. They're trying to get to the big game.
I think I'm also trying to put it in my perspective of if I was a man versus a woman. Because if I was a woman, no, I would not go alone with Lester.
Yeah.
But if I'm Wade, I may go with him.
I think it's a hell no all around.
Yeah. No, that's true. I'm too trusting.
No, I think your spidey senses would kick in.
So that's my thing is I think I would take a cautious ride. I would not think
as a man.
Yes.
Or with somebody else.
Correct. Yeah. One thing too about Lester is like I feel like he's not one of our bad guys in this film because it's like almost too early to be like a suspect of, whatever is going to be happening.
Sure. I agree with that, but to me, he's a harbinger.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
He's setting us up. He's that cautionary guy, kind of.
Yeah, and he is going to have, there's going to be
it's not the last we see of Lester.
That's very true. That's very true. I think it's a little almost intentionally misleading though at first, because you like, especially with the mannequin hand and like whatever, it's like you want it to kind of make you think twice about Lester, which, I mean, we're talking about it, right? So they were successful.
But they do accept Lester's offer.
Yeah, they do. And who decides to ride with Wade? Carly. She says, I'm gonna go with you, Wade.
I mean, it's her boyfriend.
It is.
Would you go with
would say, why don't another guy go? I don't know.
I feel like I would go.
I probably would too.
If it were my boyfriend or my spouse, I would probably
go. You're right.
So Wade and Carly actually do accept Lester's generous offer to give them a ride to Ambrose. And the rest of the hot gang are like, cool, we're going to continue on to the big game.
Yeah. It's such a weird, I mean, I don't know I guess the plan, right, is that they get the belt, they come back, and then they just meet the friends, right?
At the big game.
Yeah, at the big game.
Yeah, but let's put us in their shoes. Let's say it's our friends, our friend group, would half of us go to the big game and the other half try to fix the car? I don't know. Because for me, maybe I am the evil twin and I'd be like, fuck, I really want to go to this big game.
I was going to say, I could see it going like this, actually, where some people are like, you know what, we'll meet. Because Wade and Carly, at least the positive, is that they both kind of seem like they don't care as much about it. So if this would have happened to like Blake, for instance, he would have been pissed because he's the number one, like, wants to go to this game, right?
He's the number one fan of the big game.
Of the big game. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bummer, but it does kind of make sense. Like, the rest of the crew is just going to be sitting there waiting.
It does, yeah.
Or they could follow the truck.
That's true.
Or just Lester says where to go.
Yeah.
And they try to at least find their way.
Cram everyone in Blake's car.
Mm-hmm. He's got a huge ass SUV. I'm sorry, you tell me you can't fit 6 people?
But Wade did say, hell no, I'm not leaving this car on the side of the road.
That's true. Yeah. You're right.
So he does not want to leave his car. Carly does not want to leave Wade.
Yeah.
So the rest want to go to the big game.
Yeah.
Go sports.
So on that note, while Wade and Carly are in the truck with Lester, They're visibly uncomfortable riding with him, and even more so after seeing that he has like a huge Bowie knife. And Carly kind of clocks it and like looks at him, and it just kind of escalates from there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they put Carly in the middle. And excuse me.
I would have the producer in the middle in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
No offense. Sorry, you are a 6'2" man, and I would put you in the middle.
Yeah, like
no, I'm sorry, but you need to be between me and this really creepy man.
There has to be a buffer.
There
Wade.
has to be. Yep. Wade? Yeah,
Nick.
Wade, what are you doing?
You know who would have gotten in the middle?
Her brother, Nick.
Yep.
Her brother that she wants to fuck.
Exactly.
Oops. Sorry. They get a little freaked out, obviously, by this, but they're going to continue this ride with Lester. And so Lester eventually comes to an abrupt stop at a spot where he can't really easily drive the rest of the way into town. What do you call that almost? It's like a little, it's not like...
It looks like it's washed out.
Yeah, like a washed out little road, but it has a little bit of water in it. It's definitely very rocky. And I think Lester even says like, I'm going to need your help because I need to put this thing in like 4-wheel drive. Or he says something like along those lines.
And honestly, I feel like his truck could have made it over.
I agree.
Because it's not very big and we can
see that we're coming up to a corner. And this is where Lester tells Carly and Wade, he's like, the town is right around this little corner. You're almost there. But Carly and Wade are very wary and sort of don't believe him. And kind of rightfully so. They think he's not telling the truth, and Lester can sense this a little bit, and he sort of takes offense.
He does. He's like,
I'm just trying. This is what I get for being helpful.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah. But regardless, Carly and Wade then go on foot for the rest of the way to get to Ambrose to get the fan belt.
And guess what? They turn that corner, and of course, there's the town of Ambrose, and then they feel kind of shitty. They're like, oh man, we feel like we let poor Lester down. But anyways, they carry on, and they're in this little town that looks perfectly preserved, like it's 1950s small town vibes. There's really cute little storefronts, old diner, but not a single living person in sight. There's a couple things they stumble on. Like at one point, I think Carly notices some puppies in a window, and they see what looks like a woman looking at them through her front window.
Yeah, but no actual human beings walking around or driving around.
Yeah.
And this town is honestly a vibe.
It really is.
Does it not look like Cars Land at Disney?
1,000% Cars Land.
Which I love.
I mean, girl, same.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I totally agree. The vibes are there.
It also reminds me of this town in Arizona called Lowell. You would love it.
You've told me about this, I think.
This town to a T, which is scary and amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, overall, and this town is really cute. It's only one main drag with several businesses. So it is really, really, really tiny. But meanwhile, the rest of the group, they are in the car still driving to the game. And guess what? They get stuck in fucking gridlock traffic. And they decide that even if they were to make it there, by that point, they're going to be like halfway through the game. And
they still don't have tickets.
They still don't have tickets. They haven't parked. It would just be a scramble to pretty much not make it.
So they decide to turn around. This made me so fucking mad.
I know.
Because if you're so excited about this big ass game, you prepare. You don't sleep till 2:30 in the afternoon.
Literally everything stems back to them sleeping till 2:30.
This all could have been avoided by that tiny point.
It really could have.
And maybe this is also a sign you shouldn't have left your friends in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yep, fully agree with you. Back in Ambrose, Carly and Wade, they make it to the only little auto shop gas station in town. There's no one there, but the shop is open.
And Lester had told them to talk to Bo.
Yes, he did say that. You're right. They're like, okay, Bo has got to be here around somewhere. So they continue walking around and exploring. And they actually see the main attraction, which they saw the sign for earlier when they were driving on the highway, which was Trudy's House of Wax. And this is a massive wax museum with a very old-timey, almost circus-like sign.
And so, yeah, they're seeing this Trudy's House of Wax, and Wade must be blowing his wad.
Oh my God. He's excited about the wax people. He thinks it's cool. He's like intrigued by it. It's a modern day, for us, a Madame Tussauds.
Have you ever been to a Madame Tussauds?
No, I haven't. I don't know if I want to.
I have. And I just
Is it cool?
I don't get I understand that it's an art form, the wax dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I just didn't get the hype. Like I sat next to a fake Harry Styles. I thought that was lovely.
Oh, I mean, that's fabulous.
I almost like jumped on it and sat on its lap. But no, I just don't get the point of wax figurines and wax museums, so I'm not exactly sure why Wade is so intrigued by this, but good for him.
I think there's a part later on where he gets very fascinated by, I think it's like a dinnerscape, right? Where there's like wax everything. Like,
Yeah.
And that to me is almost more interesting than like a wax person.
I would agree.
But, to each their own.
Yeah.
To each their own wax preference.
Sure. Mine is ear.
Oh. Mine is candle.
Candle. That's a better one.
Wade and Carly, they decide to see if anyone is potentially in the church. And I don't know what strikes them to go to the church specifically. I can't remember if they heard bells or they just heard anything in there.
They said basically, it's a church. Somebody must be in there.
Yeah. And so they do open the door and it looks like there's a full-on funeral taking place. And this is where they meet Beau. There is a gentleman who's at the very top of the altar area and he turns around and they feel like shit, like, oh my God, we have interrupted this. So they close the door immediately and just kind of wait outside for a second. And Beau comes out and at first he's mad that they interrupted the funeral service, but then he offers to help them after Wade says the predicament that they're in with the car.
Immediately when I saw that they had entered a quote unquote funeral, I immediately was suspicious of that. And I was suspicious of, the people not really moving in the pews. And even, tell me if I'm wrong, it seemed like the person administering the funeral service was like speaking or moving.
The priest?
Yeah.
No, he has this look where he's like got his eyes down. It's a perfect look of if someone interrupted a funeral. Wow. I don't know. It just works so perfectly in this scene.
Yeah, because I thought for sure that he was a real person, and I listened to another podcast about this movie, and they did too.
Oh, so maybe your mind is like showing that.
Yeah, so good on.
Spooky.
I mean, it worked on me because that guy was moving too.
Yeah. Well, Carly and Wade then decide to check out the wax museum because Beau says he's going to be finishing up the service in about 30 minutes and he'll come and help them. So they're trying to kill some time here. And they go to the wax museum as they wait for Beau.
Yeah, and I just really don't understand, again, why Wade has such a boner for the wax museum. He has more of a boner for the wax museum than he has for Carly.
I'm not going to lie, though. If I was where they were and that was like the coolest thing to entertain us, I'd be like, you know what? Let's go.
Honestly, regardless of the wax museum, if we stumbled onto this town, you would have to drag me out of there.
Oh, yeah. I would be going so interesting.
I would be going in every store looking at every single little thing. I would be so fascinated. I'd be taking Instagram pictures everywhere. Oh, you would,
everywhere. And speaking of the town of Ambrose, this is basically a ghost town. Like, do you find this beautiful, uncanny, or both?
I fuck with a ghost town.
So do I.
I fuck with one so hard.
I love a ghost, especially during the day. Like they're there during the day. There's nothing like inherently scary about it. Yeah. It's just very fucking sleepy. And I just love it.
True. And that you say during the day, I haven't been to a ghost town at night.
I think that would maybe change your mind a little bit.
Probably.
But maybe in an exciting way. We like scary shit. So
I don't know. I've actually been to a ghost town that is actually quite creepy. But it's not like this. It's an old mining town.
Oh, wait, is that the one in Arizona you were telling me about? Or
no. But that one's really cool too. Okay. That's Bisbee. And that's an actual town still. Also by Lowell, the creepy one that looks like this. But no, Bodie off of the 395 in California. Great ghost town. Great, really authentic, very cold weather ghost town.
Interesting.
That might fuck me up at night.
I was going to say.
But I'm pretty sure I can handle Ambrose at night. Yeah. Actually, maybe I couldn't because it turns you into wax.
Speaking of Ambrose and Beau, what were your immediate thoughts of Beau? I know we just got introduced to him, but is it just me or is he kind of hot?
He's kind of hot, and is it just me or does he look like Justin Theroux?
A little bit.
With his
They've got some similarities.
His whole outfit, okay, like the black on black and the black shoes and the haircut. I was like, okay, so Justin Theroux is in this.
The haircut's giving me almost a little rockabilly kind of vibe,
yeah. Just get him a guitar and a little curly Q on the front of his hair, do. So
I was immediately sus of him though.
Up until this point in the movie, I still am more suspicious of Wade.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could see that though.
Obviously, Beau seems like a greaseball, but I'm just Wade. And Wade.
There is something about when a character is also really, really close to our protagonist, who is essentially Carly in this film. Yeah. You're just wondering about Wade. Like, could he be someone we don't think he is?
Yeah. He's playing that long game.
He is. So suddenly we are now in the museum. We see a long-haired man sculpting a woman's body out of wax. But we don't see his face. And by the way, Carly and Wade have not seen him yet. This is something just the audience is seeing.
And we get this weird close-up of the individual sculpting the boob. Yeah. Why do we have to be so close and like sculpting?
It's just very sensual.
Okay, sure. But what I did notice about this scene, besides the boob sculpting, is his layer. He's got quite the wax layer. He
does have a little bit of a layer.
We might need to add it to our list. Just from what we've seen about this character, it reminds me of a mixture of a couple horror icons. I can't really put my finger on it, but he just looks like an amalgamation of a bunch of creepy shit. With the long hair, the ambiguous kind of face that we haven't seen yet, but we'll get to it. The actor who played Beau actually also plays this character we're being introduced to named Vincent. And the actor is named Brian Van Holt. And apparently to play Vincent, he underwent an extensive hair and makeup transformation. Would we call that a transformation? Kind of looks like whatever's on his head just looks like a wig from Spirit, but
it gives me a little bit of Phantom of the Opera because we don't get to see a lot of Vincent's face at all, but we can put together that there's a deformity, right? And in the very, very beginning of the film too, with the mother pouring the hot wax into the face mold, we can put together that this is one of the brothers. We don't know yet in the film that Beau and Vincent are actually the twin boys from the very beginning, but
we have enough context clues to put that together.
Correct. Then Wade and Carly are now like in the museum, and Vincent has left because he heard that they were coming and he did not want to get caught by any means. And Wade and Carly are stunned by the fact that the actual museum itself is made out of wax too, which I think is actually really cool.
Well, Wade goes up to the wall and starts scratching it and reveals like, hell yeah, this is literally wax. I'm fairly certain that's not structurally possible.
I agree. Especially in Louisiana.
Okay.
The producer made that point when we were watching it. He said something along the lines of, wouldn't it have already melted so many times?
Absolutely.
Unless there's something we don't know about wax making, that there may be some protective layer that you could put on it or something.
I'm pretty sure
I doubt it.
Not that deep of a mystery about wax.
Knowing how this film ends, that's not the case here.
It's goopy like normal wax.
It's goopy. But as they walk around, Vincent is hiding from them, like I mentioned, and Wade is just like mesmerized. And he's just talking about how detailed everything is and how real the figures look up close. Carly finds a couple of creations that have a name on them, that they were created by someone named Vincent, who we were just introduced to. And one of the things that they find, or Carly finds in a random corner, is 2 high chairs that are not wax. And one of them has the name Vincent on it, which are the high chairs from the very beginning of the film. Wade then wanders outside to investigate because Carly thinks that she saw a person for a hot second in the window, which she did see Vincent. Yeah. So he leaves her for a sec to go outside the museum, and she continues to look around.
Wade is doing a very poor job at protecting his girlfriend, I must say.
He kind of sucks as a boyfriend, to be completely honest.
He really does.
Then Carly accidentally breaks one of the wax figures when she gets a little bit freaked out in the museum. She runs out and she's like, Wade, can we just leave, please? This place is freaking me out. I don't like the vibes. I think all rightfully so. She's got final girl material written on her based on this.
And she's trusting that gut instinct, and as everyone should, truly.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the rest of the group, they are stopping to relieve themselves in the woods. And Nick and Dalton decide that they're going to go and get Carly and Wade and leave Blake and Paige behind.
Basically, Blake goes up to the guys and says, hey, are you going to fuck tonight? Because I'm going to fuck tonight. So if you're not going to fuck tonight, I need to stay back and fuck Paige. So you guys go and get Wade and Carly.
There you go. That's literally what happened.
And that's how that decision was made.
Yep. They're presumably going to go and catch up with Carly and Wade, leaving Blake and Paige behind. And after Carly and Wade have left the museum and they're walking back down the main drag of the town, they go to the gas station, just like, okay, where is this Beau guy at? Is he going to help us or not? And so, the door was open, so they let themselves in and they try to find a fan belt that will work because Beau is just simply taking too long.
Yeah, so they go and find one, or they try to find one, and there are plenty of fan belts in the auto shop, but it's conveniently missing the 15-inch one, which is what they need for Wade's car.
Yep.
Obviously, we can context clues equals that whoever fucked with Wade's fan belt took the correct size one out of the auto body shop.
Yep.
To prevent him from fixing it.
Exactly.
Fun fact, I can change a fan belt. So I would have saved us already.
You absolutely would have. Well, we had to have
I would figure out a different way. I would find a different place to get a fan belt.
Yeah. While they're waiting and trying to figure out this fan belt situation, they're talking about Wade and Nick's relationship. And Carly is just talking with him a little bit about it. And Wade questions why it seems like Nick always has a problem with him. And she explains that her parents always compared them growing up and that he really has become the quote unquote evil twin. I don't see how that really answers the question that Wade was asking, but like, go off, Queen.
Yeah.
Then Beau finally shows up and he offers to get them the right fan belt, but it is conveniently at his house.
Yeah, he's kind of, when he arrives, he's like, yeah, sorry, I was late. And he sees that he's like, oh, are you going to shoplift? We're even going to pay for that? He's giving them shit. And then
thank God, though, Wade says, oh, well, I left money for you on the counter. Yeah. I was just going to try to make this one work, basically.
Thank God for what? Because obviously they still get fucked.
Yeah. As they all walk together to the house, Wade and Beau are making some weird conversation using Carly sort of as a pawn / power play. I think Wade was getting vibes, rightfully so, from Beau from the minute that he came out of the funeral service, because Beau was just sort of putting his full undivided attention on Carly and sort of ignoring Wade. And Wade makes a comment like, oh, is it too late for Carly to enter the beauty pageant? Because there's like these signs on the town about the Ambrose beauty pageant. And Beau, he says, oh, she would win.
Yeah, like, he's like gassing her up.
Yeah, and it's just a weird like kind of power play again. Then Beau, as they're walking, he tells Carly and Wade about Trudy's real history, about how,
Trudy of the Trudy's Wax Museum.
Correct.
Yeah.
And a little bit of their backstory, which was apparently her and her husband moved to Ambrose after Dr. Sinclair got his license revoked for doing some surgeries on the side. It's a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
And Vincent was one of their sons, and Trudy found her calling with the wax museum. She did unfortunately end up going crazy though, because she had a cyst in her brain, and Dr. Sinclair ended up blowing his head off because he could not help her. And Trudy's 2 boys got put into the foster system.
So basically on this weird long walk to Beau's house where the fan belt is, he gives us this exposition that we needed to move forward with the story.
Yep.
Again, what a weird script.
I have a question. Did this House of Wax feel like it is supposed to be an actual museum, or is it supposed to be a trap to get people? Just knowing what we know about the film and how it ends.
I mean,
do you think it started maybe as Trudy's actual passion and she wanted to do this?
For sure. A lot of small towns have their random weird thing that brings infrastructure, and maybe the infrastructure was brought by Trudy's shit back in the heyday.
I'm just so curious how it became so sinister, because we don't really get that answered.
I think it stems back to
just wanting to do fucked up shit because their dad was doing fucked up surgeries.
I mean, it begs a lot of questions as to what happened to the rest of the town.
Very true.
But I think it stems back to a small town. Their renaissance was this wax museum, and then obviously Trudy died, and people,
and then they're bored,
and then they're bored. People stop coming to see it.
Yeah, true.
And I think a wax museum to bring in tourists, sure, why not?
Yeah,
there's a Titanic museum in Arkansas.
Someone has cataloged all of these weird museums somewhere.
Yeah, and the world's largest ball of twine.
I was going to say the world is our oyster.
It is. Do you want to go to the Titanic museum with me in Arkansas?
I do.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
So Ambrose has Trudy's Wax Museum.
Arkansas has
a Titanic Museum. I'm legit going to go to that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, moving on. When they finally arrive at Beau's house, he takes Wade inside to use the bathroom, and Carly says, I'm just going to wait. He can go to the bathroom, what have you, and then we can get this whole fan belt thing situated.
Wade made such a big deal about going to the bathroom, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't even fucking use the bathroom. He just starts snooping around.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, go pee, and maybe none of this would ever happen.
Yeah. Beau and Wade leave Carly in the truck because he's going to drive them both back to where Lester dropped them off after this whole fan belt situation. Back with Dalton and Nick, however, we find out that Nick actually covered for Dalton's car theft as they are looking at their GPS, and they don't see the town of Ambrose on it at all. And they glaze over this whole car stealing thing. Like, why did Dalton steal the car and why did Nick have to cover for it?
It's such a weird way to say, oh, actually Dalton fucked up and Nick was being a homie to cover up.
And it's a small thing to try to make us like Nick, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like how
like he's not really as bad.
Yeah, and like, oh, Paige might not be pregnant. We don't revisit basically any of these points.
And back with Wade, just like you said, Als, he's wandering into a back room now after he used the bathroom, and he notices some weird things in the house, including a certificate for Dr. Sinclair. Ooh, this means that Mr. Beau is related to them.
Yes.
And there's also like just some surgery tools and a table and mask molds. It's very creepy. And Carly's getting really impatient waiting for them. So she gets out of the truck to wait by the front door. But as she's waiting by the front door, she sees the front of the truck and notices that it has a broken headlight like the one from their first night camping when Nick threw the beer bottle at it. So she panics.
I think she goes back in the truck and locks herself in, right?
She goes back in the truck and locks herself in, and she eventually lays on the horn to try to get Wade's attention. And in that moment that Wade hears her, all of a sudden the power goes out at the same time, and Wade cannot get out of the room that he wandered into. He's having a really hard time finding his way around. And he is then unfortunately ambushed by Vincent, who cuts his Achilles tendon with scissors from down below. He like reaches his hand up somehow from like underground.
He's in his lair.
Yeah, he's in his lair. Correct.
Why is it always got to be the fucking Achilles?
It's always the dude,
nightmares.
Yeah, it really like gets grinds my gears.
Grinds your Achilles.
Oh God. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Vincent then knocks Wade out cold and drags him through the hidden underground tunnels, which we have to mention this for a quick second because I got really confused with different locations in this film, like when they were at Beau's house versus when they're at the museum. But we figured it out. There's a tunnel between the lair that's under the museum where all the wax stuff is happening to Beau's house.
Yeah.
So that they can go back and forth without anybody seeing, even though no one fucking lives there. So after this whole Achilles thing being knocked out, whatever, when Wade doesn't come back outside, Carly tries to call Blake, who is about to have some sexy time with Paige. And of course he doesn't answer, so she leaves a message that she ran into the guy with the truck from the other night and that she's really freaked out because Wade still hasn't come back. And in that moment, Beau then comes out, but Carly locks him out of the truck and says that she is waiting for Wade and will not let him in or anything until he comes back. Beau then attacks her as she tries to escape. She gets stuck, and Wade, at the same time this is happening, he wakes up paralyzed on a surgical table as Vincent is dipping some tools into boiling wax.
So basically, both Carly and Wade are fucked right now.
Yeah, in different ways.
In very different ways. And you can see that Wade, he's moving his eyes around and he's trying to omit noise, but he's been given something that he can't move, but he can see, he can feel. We know he can feel. But he can't do anything about it. And that's like one of my worst fears.
You know that there is a medical thing that happens. I forget exactly what it's called.
Paralysis?
It has an official name where, oh my God, it's going to bother me. I'll have to figure it out and send it to you afterwards. I'm sure listeners that are listening right now have an idea of what it is, but it's where it's exactly the situation where you are paralyzed in your body. You're like
frozen.
Your brain is still fully there, but you cannot do anything.
That's terrifying.
You're trapped. So scary. You are trapped in your own body.
So Wade is trapped in his own body, and Vincent is prepping all this shit and actually waxes Wade's face, his eyebrows, his facial hair. I was wondering, is he waxing his face to then reapply it when he's been covered in wax?
I'm wondering if that could be part of it.
And Wade is kind of attached now to this saw-like contraption.
It's like on his head almost with like
it looks
pins.
Like, to me, it looks like as if you're trying to create Pinhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a body and you want to put the pins in Pinhead. It looks like it's getting ready to do that.
Yeah, totally.
But he's in this torture chair. Again, he's sedated, but he can feel because when he's being waxed and touched, he's reacting to that with grunts and cries. I definitely thought that Wade or Jared Padalecki was going to be in this movie much longer. Like I said, I was suspicious of him. And then all of a sudden he is fucking out.
And in this part too, he's getting covered in layers and layers of like liquid hot wax. So now we can deduce that most, if not all of the people that are wax in this town might be real people underneath, which is terrifying. And this scene is just so haunting because the camera lingers on his like wide, terrified eyes, and he cannot scream, which is so crazy. And as the wax hardens, Wade just becomes another perfect figure for Trudy's museum. Then back with Carly, she was able to escape Beau barely, and she runs into the church trying to ask for help and realizes that all the people that she saw earlier are wax figures. The whole town is fake. Everything is made of wax.
Which we could have called. Yep. And then going back to the priest that I thought was a real person. No, he had that same expression of like, kind of like, what?
Yep.
A wax figure too.
So crazy. It's like so terrifying, but also impressive.
Very impressive.
You know, all these different people, all these different expressions, all the realism in it. It's fucking crazy.
I mean, it is artwork.
Yeah. And one thing that Carly notices when she's in the church is she grabs a funeral service program and sees that it's for Trudy Sinclair.
I wonder why Beau was there that day, though. Does he have a funeral service?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, did he clock that they were coming? Like,
or maybe Lester warned him.
I was just going to say that.
I feel like Lester does not have a radio or a cell phone. He used a carrier pigeon.
He seems like a real low-key guy.
He used a roadkill carrier pigeon.
As Beau approaches the church to try to find Carly, she successfully hides from him until he grabs her from under the pastor's robe where she's hiding, and he unfortunately captures her. Beau then takes Carly into the gas station, and this scene like always gets me. He like duct tapes her to a surgical chair underneath the station. It seems like everything in this fucking town has an under layer that's scary.
Yeah.
As he's strapping her up, Dalton and Nick show up to the station, and Carly can tell that they are right outside the station, but she is not able to scream for them or anything. And she tries to call for them, but they don't hear her at first. And they decide in that moment that they're going to split up to look for Carly and Wade.
Dumb fucks.
So dumb. And in this moment, before she can even try to call for them again, Beau super glues her lips shut right before he tries to leave so that he can try to take care of Nick and Dalton.
And yeah, so she's already strapped down, so he's trying to make sure that she can't scream. Elisha Cuthbert allegedly insisted on using real super glue to glue her mouth shut. That can't be real.
There's no way.
That would fuck your shit up.
Yeah, I mean, whew.
Because like I'm sure every kid does this. You put a little bit on your fingertips and pull it apart to see like what happens. That's just not going. And putting it on your lips. Elisha allegedly tried to go super method here, and she also would wear 2-inch blocks on her shoes because Jared Padalecki was a foot taller than her. I'm like, why 2 inches? Why not just wear a taller boot?
Or just be normal.
Be normal. He's tall. He's hot and tall. Hard. And she also dyed her hair brown to contrast Paris Hilton's hair.
Her hair was weird in this film. She is such a gorgeous, gorgeous girl, but I just didn't know what was happening. I'm like, is it a mullet? Is it not?
All I'm saying is you're not winning an Academy Award for this film. You don't have to do all of these things.
Yeah. You just don't have to do it, sweetie.
But you do you, honestly.
Yeah. Beau then confronts Nick right outside the station and tries to act like, this nice gas station guy when Nick tries to question him about if he's seen Carly and Wade.
Carly's trying her best to either free herself from the surgical chair or trying to do something because her brother is right there. And if she can get free and get his attention, then he can help.
She's so close to being,
she's so close, and
safe.
She eventually does break free from that chair, and she tries to, rip her mouth open with her fingers, but that's not happening. So she sticks her fingers up through a grate that is above this little layer she's in, and up top is obviously Beau and Nick conversing. So she's sticking her fingers up, trying to get the attention that way. And Beau notices that out of the side of his eye. And he's closer to that grate where she's sticking her fingers than Nick is. And he kind of like leans down, and he just has these wire cutters in his pocket. And what does he do? He fucking hocus pocuses it and snips off her little index finger. This freaked me out. I have such a thing with fingers and cutting fingers off.
So do I, dude. Why do we have that?
I don't know, but it works as like a scare.
Oh my God. Yeah. I cannot stand that.
No.
Like more than toes, it's fingers for me.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Like I don't give a shit about my toes.
Okay,
Like,
well, don't say that. Because now the toe fairies are going to try and cut your toes.
No, you're so right. They're coming for me.
I know.
My God.
So take that back.
Yeah, no,
we
you're
need
right.
all 10 of each.
I need everything to be.
We need everything
just
intact.
Yeah.
But unlucky for Carly, she's now missing half of her index finger. And she's trying to scream, so it's tearing at her lips probably because her lips are still glued together. But then she manages to unbreak them and screams to call for Nick because he's about to walk away. And when she finally is able to peel her lips apart, ouch. But so she ends up screaming and Nick does hear her.
Yes. Can I say one thing about her lips is she has this tinge of red throughout the rest of the movie because obviously her lips are fucking gnarly irritated from being ripped open from super glue. But like they look nice.
I was going to say it looks
the color is really nice on her.
It's giving TikTok lip stain.
It is 1,000%.
I was like, where can I buy that one?
So Nick, obviously, he hears Carly and he's freaking the fuck out. He's like, okay, my sister's down there, you motherfucker. So he runs into the station and manages to lock Bo out temporarily so that he can get to Carly. He finds her. He's able to break her free. But meanwhile,
fucking Dalton,
poor guy. He goes to the museum to look for his friends and he finds Wade sitting at the piano but not moving.
He legit just goes up to Wade. He's like, hey, bro, what you doing there?
I'm just at the piano, you know.
Obviously, it doesn't, I mean, it looks like Wade, but he's obviously not moving or it also kind of doesn't look like Wade. To me,
it is an uncanny valley thing.
It is.
Do you remember we talked about that a few episodes ago?
It very much so is. So he's talking to quote unquote Wade, and then what did he do? He starts to touch his face to feel it.
He pokes his cheek because he's noticing that Wade's eyes are still moving and there are tears running down his face, which means Wade is still alive. Yep. But as he pokes his face, it starts to peel and it's peeling off not only the wax, but Wade's skin. And it's sort of like getting worse as Dalton's trying to fix it.
So he starts to, like you said, he starts to peel. And then obviously he's seeing, I feel like we're missing a layer of skin because it goes wax and then straight muscle and blood. Yeah. We're missing that skin layer.
It's scary.
But fucking Dalton keeps picking at it. Sorry.
Thinking it's going to get better.
He keeps picking at it. Why the fuck would you keep poltergeisting his face
totally.
when it's clearly not going well?
Oh, God. That is just the way that Wade dies. Or I should say the way he gets waxed and then this part is so heartbreaking.
It is.
Because again, it's that whole, he is aware of what's happening to him and he's probably in so much pain, but he cannot voice it at all. Anyways.
Yeah.
Then Dalton is attacked by Vincent.
Honestly, he gets killed pretty fast.
He gets decapitated before being dragged off. It's pretty quick.
Well, why not make him a wax figure? Why not take him to your lair and make him a wax figure?
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a way to die in this, it'd probably be Dalton because it's quick and dirty.
It's so true. You know so true. Yeah, you're like, we're done. We're done here.
We're literally done.
After Bo seemingly leaves after not being able to get back into the gas station because Nick locked him out, Nick and Carly, they leave to try to get help while Carly explains to Nick that she's now uncovered that this whole town is super rigged and everyone is a wax figure with a real person inside them, presumably. Then back with Paige and Blake, they're having some sexy time, not at all concerned about their friends or checking their phones or anything for that matter.
I just think it's funny too because obviously we're to sexualize Paris Hilton. She's wearing her little tracksuit and she's got her red bra on. And she's still, mind you, she still wants to talk to Blake about potentially, she's like, Blake, we need to talk about something. Mm-hmm. And he's like, wait, the music's wrong or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so true. And he like goes out to try to fix it, right? He's totally distracted. And as he's outside trying to change the music, Blake finally listens to Carly's voicemail and he's finally freaking out. Then it cuts to Paige and Blake still hasn't come back, but Vincent is now there and he has attacked her. He is trying to get into the tent. It's like this whole thing. And as she gets out and tries to run from him, she sees that Blake's been killed and he's been stabbed in the neck, I think multiple times.
I'm confused about proximity. So Vincent is with them now. So how close is their little camping spot to this fucking town? I know that they stayed back to fuck, but they're that close to this town that Vincent can go and...
I think they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they totally are because it's just around that little, gravel washout part where they can't get their car through. So,
Bummer.
yeah. Paige is now running from Vincent. She's about to be attacked, and she wanders into an old garage where Vincent stalks her from the shadows. And she grabs part of a rusty pole to use as a weapon potentially and runs through a pretty big maze of like metal structures. There are some storage rooms and tool benches and stuff.
Honestly, it'd be a great haunt at a scare.
I thought the same thing. And they could market it as See Paris Die.
Yeah. You know what?
Why hasn't anyone done that yet?
I will take my royalties on that idea.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
To whoever
we
claims
will,
it.
Yeah, we will sue if
Yeah.
any of you try to. No, just joking. But she eventually hides in the backseat of a car. Really quietly, she gets in there and she's hoping that Vincent won't find her. Paris Hilton surprisingly turns in a really great chase performance during this scene. And she's like sweating, crying, hiding. I think it's all like, it's pretty good.
I'm going to say this right here, right now. She's not a terrible actress.
No, this part, she does a great job at being terrified.
Yeah.
And she did a great job of being the sexy girlfriend, flirty girl. I mean,
honestly, she did some of the better acting in this.
I agree.
Good for you, Paris.
We are Paris fans. But unfortunately, Vincent has discovered that she's in the car and he finishes her off by impaling her through the head with a massive metal rod that he pole vaulted into her skull, by the way. It is super gruesome, but I would argue, very iconic. You're getting what the marketing was promising you.
And I think, again, this is a moment in time thing, but then we see Vincent is filming her with Dalton's camera that we now know.
We've come full circle.
Yep. So he's the one that took the camera at the beginning.
Now we fucking know where it went.
And he had a night in Paris.
Yeah.
He
truly did.
Yeah.
He truly did. This scene to me felt way more slashery than anything else in this film.
I would agree. It's kind of a more classic slashery to me.
It's like the chase, then the kill.
Yeah.
You know? The chase, the hiding, the kill.
I think so. Are you saying this is your favorite kill because it's slashery?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't feel like any of the other kills to me felt so much more opportunistic versus this is like a hunt.
I feel like the other kills, yeah, you're right. Like Dalton was just dead. He just killed him. Blake, we don't even see him die. It just happens. And like Wade's kind of a slow burn of a death.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that this is definitely the most, but that's why people came to this movie. They want to see that slasher scene with Paris.
They got what they were coming for.
Yeah.
Back in Ambrose, Nick and Carly are trying to figure out their next move, and they take some weapons from a hunting store that they've broken into, but Beau finds them in this moment and tries to shoot at them. They end up hiding in an abandoned movie theater. And
it reminds me of
Halloween Town.
Town.
It's full of wax patrons. I think that
Calabar is Vincent.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Fully agree.
100%.
Full stop.
Yeah.
He's like a mix of Beau and Vincent. He's the perfect mix.
Oh, no.
And, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Calabar is, hold on, let me get this right. Beau is the mayor.
Okay.
And the monster Calabar is Vincent.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You guys, we just unlocked a major connection.
Yeah, we're just making points left, right, and center.
Halloween Town and House of Wax, baby.
And Shrek.
You heard it here first. Yeah, and Shrek. Nick ends up shooting Beau with a crossbow twice. And this pisses me off because they leave without making sure he's fully dead, bro.
Well, also, Beau is trying to take the arrows out of his own body.
Yeah.
And he does it. There's not like a proper way to take arrows out of you if you've been shot, but he's doing it incorrectly. He's doing it so it's going to damage him more.
Yep.
What am I doing? Siding with Beau? Whatever. But he's pulling the arrows out incorrectly.
Yeah, the whole thing is just if you guys waited and just made sure he was dead, you'd be one evil man down.
If they didn't need to go to the big fucking game, they would have 6 people fully alive.
And you know what? If this wax museum was really in Louisiana, it would have melted.
Exactly.
Okay, done.
Done. Fiend. Just kidding. There's a little more.
Nick wants to leave the town, but Carly rightfully wants to make sure that Wade and Dalton are okay because she has no idea what has happened. And they decide to stick together and go up to Beau's to get his truck so that they can use Carly's phone to call for help because she dropped it during that initial scuffle when things started to go downhill with Beau.
Bummer.
They decide to sneak into Beau's house to try to find Wade. And while they're trying to figure all of this out, The twins, Carly and Nick, they uncover the Sinclair brothers' tragic family history. It seems like Trudy was obviously very admired for her wax work, and their father forced Vincent to hide his facial deformity with masks. And Beau was the violent and manipulative twin. So we get that answer that he is that, he's the evil twin, so to speak. And together, these conjoined twins, they turned the town into a wax mausoleum. Then, speaking of Beau, badly hurt, not dead, he suddenly walks into the house without realizing that Nick and Carly are there. Vincent then shows up, and we get to witness the brothers' banter in real time. And Beau's talking a lot of shit to Vincent and being really mean to him.
Yeah, so mean.
Yeah.
So this I'll kind of talk about it now. It reminds me of a dynamic in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how the family members had different roles.
Oh, yes.
So,
totally.
You had kind of a violent one and a one that catches the prey. So Leatherface is Vincent here, and he's doing the
dirty work.
The dirty work, and he's not fully there mentally. And then we have we have Beau, who is the talker, trying to get the people, I have your fan belt, whatever.
Yeah, there's a very specific dynamic between the two of how they get people.
Yeah, so they're just doing their roles, and along those parallels, Beau is being unkind to Vincent.
Yeah. And as this discussion is happening between the two brothers, Carly and Nick are still hiding, so they have not been discovered yet. Carly slyly tells Nick that she saw Paige and Blake's bodies in the back of a truck once Vincent pulled up, and that they're dead. So they know at least those two friends are gone. They still don't have their answers yet on Wade and Dalton, though. They decide that they need to leave now, but Vincent finds them as they see Dalton's body has been encased in wax.
Yeah, they go up to... So Dalton did become wax. He's in the chair, and...
Yeah, the same chair that Wade was in previously.
And Carly goes up to it and is like, Dalton, we're going to help you. We're going to help you. And that's when she touches his head, and it just comes off his body. Because he's been decapitated. I guess Vincent's trying to put that head back on to make a little figure.
It's so sad. And then... here is where we're getting to really the climax of the film. So Nick and Carly, they're able to escape, and they enter the House of Wax for this final showdown. Beau finds them, starts fighting Nick, and he actually yeets Carly across the room, but they end up fucking Beau up, rightfully so. Then Vincent shows up and chases Carly up the melting stairs.
Yeah, so the building is finally fucking melting.
Yep, because a fire has started down below. Like the whole wax museum is starting to slump because of the melting. And in this part too, Carly has the realization and sees Wade, and he has been made into this wax figure.
Yeah, and she sees him, and obviously there's nothing she can do. But I still think that she kind of, I know she's in trauma response, but she kind of gets over it very quickly.
She does. Can I say one thing too here?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did she go upstairs?
Okay, why did they ever go upstairs?
This is so dumb.
Where's the logic there?
This is so dumb.
So I saw something like a behind the scenes, and when they were filming this and the floor is melting and stuff, the actors actually had to trudge through peanut butter. But it was still, like, imagine peanut butter sticking to the roof of your tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Or the roof of your mouth,
It's still really fucking sticky.
No, it's super sticky. So imagine having to walk through that.
Oh, my God. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, and this it doesn't look fun. And the behind the sines, the actors are actually getting stuck and like having to have help to get out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I bet she loved that. Real method.
Yeah, our little method actress here.
Wax is truly dripping down like lava from the walls as the whole building is literally melting around them. In some final effort to complete this whole showdown, Carly stabs Vincent after he stabbed Nick in the leg, and then she pushes Vincent into the melting floor, and the house kind of sinks into itself like a candle being blown out. And Carly and Nick are able to crawl through a gooey wall where they dig their hands through to try to escape.
That scared me. That made me feel like suffocated.
Totally. Because it's like not only melting, but it's not like something that's just breaking away.
Yeah.
It's like the substance is still there. It's melting down, and you're melting down with it.
Yeah. You're literally it's not crumbling. It's melting under you. So you're sinking with it. Ugh. And it's gooey, and you're trying to wade your way through it.
It's like a fear of quicksand and a fear of claustrophobia at the same time.
Yeah, which both no thank you.
Both scary.
Yeah.
But Carly and Nick do make it, and I actually love this part because they make it through as the structure is collapsing, and the sign that says House of Wax is melting above them as they're able to get out. I think this is just gorgeous practical effect meets nightmare imagery here.
Something poetic as this whole, wow, watch me find depth in this movie I hate. Something poetic as this building is melting around them, and it really does kind of look beautiful and artsy, is both Vincent and Beau are dying. And actually, I believe it's Vincent's already fallen down to this waxy pit and Beau falls on top of him. And so as twins, they're leaving this earth together, just like they were brought into this earth together. So I thought that was almost too poetic for this kind of a film.
Yeah.
But so kind of symbolic in that way. Also, the lot that they were shooting this on, because this was a studio lot actually filmed in Australia. And while they were prepping for this scene, they actually had to use fire, and it actually burnt part of the lot down, and there was a big lawsuit and a lot of money paid.
No way.
Yeah. But yeah, so which if I were an actor knowing that, I'd be like, fuck no, I'm not going on that set and actually doing this with all this props and fire and stuff.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, kind of fun. But anyways, so both Beau and Vincent have now died together, and we're seeing this building melt. It's very pretty and poetic. And you kind of see Carly and Nick look back at this building that's crumbling and melting, and they're both kind of looking at it like, what the fuck? At one point, I thought they were ready
to kiss.
No, I looked like they were gonna hold hands. I was like, you guys, get a fucking room.
Now kiss. That's pretty much where things end. The last thing that we get is that the police show up, and it
finally,
and it becomes daytime, I believe, right? Like the sun comes up or something, and the police identify that the Sinclairs were actually triplets.
Yeah, so they're talking. So Nick and Carly are in an ambulance exiting the town. They both look shocked and stunned, and we hear the police talking about how, Beau and Vincent have a triplet, and as this is kind of dubbed over the scene, the ambulance drives by, and it's Lester sitting in the truck bed where he kind of left them at that little washout before the town starts. And then we see him smiling, and they just drive by him.
He's just like waving them off.
And then it's a full ass fiend.
Yeah, absolutely. And then cue our favorite song of all time.
Oh my, excuse me. I was about to move on.
You ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Burning on. Just like a match, you strike to incinerate. Okay. Wait, I just put together that they're talking about burning in that song, and it's
exactly.
Oh wow,
exactly.
At first, I was mad because I love My Chemical Romance, and I was like, why would they put this in that movie?
Because it's fucking amazing.
No, 1 + 1 does not equal sock here.
Did you see this whole like secret third brother thing coming?
So I think this was a full ass missed opportunity. I think there could have been a lot of things. Like to me, it seemed like this ending was the studio patting itself on the back saying, we're going to get a sequel. Because it left a lot of room for, okay, now what's Lester going to fucking
continue.
Do? Yeah. Or in the ambulance on the way out, it could have pulled a ghost ship, and you could see, it kind of did pull a ghost ship. But you could see the ambulance driver is somebody. I don't know. I feel like there's a big missed opportunity for a twist ending, if you will.
I agree with you. And I think Lester could have been a lot more involved in the film to give us at least a tiny clue. Because it also felt to me, I hate when movies, you think you've gotten everything, and then they say, here's the thing, but you had no clues to like. There were
who gives a fuck? Because we're not going anywhere at that point.
No, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, but bringing it back to that Texas Chainsaw element, it's Lester to me was the guy who, they have the truck character in Texas Chainsaw. And Lester's our truck character here. And they didn't use anything with that either. I just think there's a big missed opportunity in this ending.
It's a lot of just weird stuff going on. But what were your final thoughts? Aside from the waste of a twist ending.
A waste of 2 hours of my life that I thought could have been an hour and 28 minutes. I'll say this again. I just really feel like there were a lot of moot plot points.
Yeah.
And there was a lack of exposition. And then all of a sudden you get an exposition dump. Okay, a weird place to put all of this information. But for what it was at its core, which was a 2000s horror film filled with hot people to get butts in the seats, to make a little bit of money, to have a little bit of fun. Great for that.
Y'all know I love this film. I'm going to leave it mostly at that. This is such a nostalgic film for me. I have been really learning through doing this podcast that I am a big fan of 2000s horror. I think that might be my favorite era so far, along with probably close behind is like 80s. But and then 2000. Just like keep going. But I just think this film for the time was so entertaining. Like you said, it had so many heavy hitters during that time of popular people. This cast was filled with just hot, cool people that were doing a lot of other shit that I was watching at the same time. So that was really awesome.
Honestly, they were smart with who they put in this because every single one of these young hot people were in things around this time. Even it kind of ties it all back together. I know that Paris Hilton was in an episode of Supernatural with Jared Padalecki, and they're in that episode of Supernatural. They reference A House of Wax.
So cool. Love it.
And I know that Chad Michael Murray and Jared Padalecki were on Gilmore Girls together. So there's lots of little they were hot shit at the time, and they were smart in following this 2000s horror movie formula of hot teens, soundtrack, dumb plot equals money.
Equals money.
Exactly.
This film to me also, even though it was not based on the, original, like we talked about, it really doesn't tie into the original at all from 1953. It still has that feeling of carrying the name on in like a different way. And so I loved a lot of films that did a quote unquote like remake back then, including Texas Chainsaw Massacre, including, even though it's not technically a Rear Window remake, but I love Disturbia.
Right.
I love this film. I don't know. There's just something about it.
It's a new interpretation on an old idea for our generation.
Yeah, and for our entertainment.
I do love a film that just reminds me of a simpler time.
Yeah. I also think that I really liked the wax museum aspect of all of this because there's all these wax figures and they kind of look like real people, but they're not quite real people. So it plays into that primal kind of uncanny valley fear of you're looking at something and you're thinking, this isn't quite right.
You're so right. I just went on a weird rabbit hole of Uncanny Valley, so that was definitely on top of my mind. But I think this movie just bugged me enough because now that I'm sitting here thinking about wax figures, it is intrinsically creepy.
So creepy.
Because it is imitating a human and it's supposed to be lifelike, and a lot of times they are. And then this movie, there's a town full of wax figures. That is creepy, but I think I was so bothered by everything else about it that I just
brushed the holes.
just brushed right by me on that creepy factor.
Well, everyone, that is House of Wax from 2005. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks. If you'd like some bonus content, please join our Spooky Chicks social club on Patreon. We got a lot of fun stuff going on over there. You can subscribe or follow wherever it is that you listen so that you never miss an episode. But the best way to support us is simply by telling another friend who loves horror. And with that, Allison, would you like to take us out?
Fuck yeah. Don't sleep in before the big game. Wax is hot. And stay spooky fuckers.